Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live channel episode. Today I bring you the incredibly sad news that His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, has passed away. He has died this morning. There has been an official announcement from Buckingham Palace 27 minutes ago. So this is really current, really fresh news. So I'm going to read from the royal family Twitter account. There has also been numerous press releases, and already I have seen some major UK news networks broadcasting the news. So this is all true, accurate and confirmed. The royal family has changed their Twitter and social media handles and changed the picture as well to include Prince Philip in black and white. The royal family posted 28 minutes ago, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty The Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh." And this is really emotional. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. And I am going to read, there is an extra bit as well. If you go to the royal family website, you will see they have changed the official website to show a picture of the Duke of Edinburgh, 1921 to 2021. And again, I'll read from there. It says, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. Friday the 9th of April 2021. The royal family is temporarily, the website of the royal family is temporarily unavailable whilst appropriate changes are made." So the one thing I would like to say about that statement, the official website of the royal family is temporarily unavailable while appropriate changes are made, might indicate that this was slightly unexpected. We know that His Royal Highness had really just returned within the last couple of weeks from a near month-long stay in hospital, and it was everyone believed that Prince Philip was getting better. There were no official announcements to the contrary. Everyone believed he was getting better. He was recovering at home. The members of the royal family carried on their engagements and work as they have been doing throughout the coronavirus pandemic and, of course, Prince Philip's illness. So there was no indication that something like this was going to happen. Also, if they hadn't made any changes, kind of pre-prepared any changes for the website and that kind of thing, this might indicate that it was almost unexpected. Perhaps Prince Philip passed away in his sleep peacefully. Maybe that's what the statement alludes to when they say His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning. So perhaps it could have been in his sleep. It could have been the very early hours of the morning. The fact that we've got the timing of the announcement at roughly 12 o'clock in the afternoon of today might indicate that perhaps somebody entered his room and found him passed away this morning, which would obviously give ample time for all family to be informed, including obviously Prince Harry, who is currently residing in America, in Los Angeles. So we will get further details. I don't want to speculate too much on the whys and what fors. We will obviously get further information as time goes on. I just want to go now to the British Broadcasting Corporation website, where they have released a little bit of updated information. I'm just going to read it. Obviously, this is an ongoing story, I suppose, really. Prince Philip's code name for when he passes away is, of course, Forth Bridge. I'll be reading a little bit of information about what happens during Operation Forth Bridge, which is the pre-planned, pre-agreed by Prince Philip model of what would happen when he passes away. So the BBC are saying Prince Philip has died, aged 99, obviously just shy of his 100th birthday, which would have been on the 10th of June. Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth II's husband, has died, aged 99, Buckingham Palace has announced. The Prince married Princess Elizabeth in 1947, 5 years before she became Queen, and was the longest serving royal consort in British history. A statement from Buckingham Palace said, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness, the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Prince Philip and the Queen had 4 children, of course, 8 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren. Their first son, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, was born in 1948, followed by his sister, the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, in 1950, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, in 1960, and the Earl of Wessex, Prince Edward, in 1964. Prince Philip was, of course, born on the Greek island of Corfu on the 10th of June 1921. His father was Prince Andrew of Greece and Denmark, a younger son of King George I of the Hellenes. His mother, Princess Alice, was a daughter of Lord Louis Mountbatten and a great-granddaughter of Queen Victoria. So that is what the BBC is saying at the moment. I'll do a quick refresh to see if there's anything else being added. There is not. So what I'm going to do now, really, really quickly, is I think go to the chat room. I know people will be. I can see comments coming up on the screen already, so I know people will be posting messages and comments of their condolences to the Queen and, of course, the royal family. And I would like to say, on behalf of myself and all of the Royal Reviewer viewers, our deepest and sincerest condolences go out to Her Majesty the Queen and, of course, the rest of the royal family. And also, obviously, Philip's side of the family too. So I can see we have 235 people watching already. Just to reiterate, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, has passed away. This is confirmed, real, actual news. This is not misinformation. This is really real. So yes, I can see lots of messages of support. I would also say, if you want to leave a message of condolence in the comment section, please feel free to do that as well, because you never know who might be watching, who might be reading, who might be getting some strength from your messages of support. My thoughts and feelings are completely with Her Majesty the Queen. She must be absolutely devastated that her strength and stay is no longer with her. Obviously, she had 2 new corgi puppies. Maybe the royal family may have had an inkling that that this could happen, although maybe not quite so soon. So obviously, she does have 2 new corgi puppies. Mick, spelled Muick, as in Lake Mick, and Fergus. So the Queen does have 2 new puppies for condolences. I would imagine that Prince Charles will probably be on his way to support the Queen very, very soon. Also, obviously, with all of the funeral preparations, which are under the name Forth Bridge. So that most of these preparations are already in place and pretty much ready to be activated and played out. Prince Harry, I know people are going to be really talking about, is Prince Harry going to be coming back? At the moment, it's too early to say. Obviously, we still have COVID restrictions, although I'm sure in terms of a state or semi-state funeral, Prince Harry will be allowed back in on diplomatic conditions, which would mean that he wouldn't have to quarantine when he gets here. So I would imagine we would expect to probably see Prince Harry returning to the UK at some point, probably next week. The funeral arrangements probably won't be for at least maybe two weeks, I would imagine. So there is time, obviously, for Prince Harry to make arrangements to come here. I would expect him to. I can't really see a reason why Prince Harry would not return to the UK for this occasion. Right, so I was going to read a little bit about Operation Forth Bridge, which is what will happen, which is the pre-arranged plan agreed by the Duke of Edinburgh himself for when he passed away, which obviously is now. So a plan is already in place for when all plans are in place for when all major royals, such as Prince Philip or the Queen, passes away. The Queen's code name for her funeral is London Bridge. And they're all named after bridges. Prince Philip's was Forth Bridge, which is, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional, but Operation Forth Bridge, as it's called, is one of the strict procedures in place for when the Duke of Edinburgh passes away. When both Philip and the Queen, both in their 90s, there are plans for both individuals on what will happen in the event of their deaths. So, named after another feature of the city he is the Duke of, the plan sets out all the steps that must be followed, from the national mourning to a burial site. From start to finish, here are a list of all the things we know will happen under Operation Forth Bridge whenever the time should come, which is now. So, the first step is in the announcing of the death. In the event of the Duke's death, an announcement will be made by Buckingham Palace, which we have seen today, which will first be given to the Press Association and the BBC. The first I heard of it was on the BBC News. I just literally watched what they pre-planned. All newsreaders in the UK have black suits ready in case something like this happens. So the presenters get changed into their black mourning clothes and they make the announcements, which are rehearsed prior to. Almost every year there is an update of a rehearsal of such a situation. So on some occasions, the public have been told previously when a royal is on their deathbed. However, it is most unlikely that the news will be announced after Prince Philip's passing. That actually happened. So we didn't have any pre-announcement that he was, in mortal danger. We literally just got the announcement after his passing. It was said that he passed away in the early morning. So obviously there has been time for the family to be informed of his passing before it was announced to the public. If protocol is followed, the Lord Chamberlain will consult with the Prime Minister and then seek the Queen's specific wishes regarding the death announcement. This will come very soon after. However, if the death is to occur overnight, it should then be announced at 8 a.m. the following morning. So, as it wasn't announced at 8 a.m, we know the death wasn't overnight, that it must have been in the morning. National mourning, very similar to if the Queen was to pass away, the country will instantly enter a period of national mourning, which is what we are in now. Trying to keep it together. This means a series of rules must be followed, such as all flags being lowered to half-mast in honour of the Duke. So any British Union Jack flags that are on buildings will be lowered to half-mast as a mark of respect. All newsreaders must wear black, alongside any other presenters who are on television as a sign of respect. Hence my outfit today. Whilst preparations get underway for the funeral, the Queen is also likely to not conduct any affairs of state. Oh, it's when they mention the Queen, it just gets to me. Anyway, the funeral. The Duke of Edinburgh is entitled to a full state funeral, as he is the Queen's husband, so technically this could go ahead. However, reports have stated that the Prince is uncomfortable with such a fuss and such a large-scale event, and would prefer something more discreet. We know that he is no nonsense, no fuss, so that kind of makes sense. So we don't entirely know whether it's going to be a full state funeral or not. Usually he would be lying in state at Westminster Abbey before being buried in St George's Chapel. Instead, Prince Philip hopes to have a private service at St George's Chapel, Windsor, in the style of a military funeral, followed by a burial at Frogmore Gardens. Well, Frogmore, there is a crypt that does have the Queen Mother in it. It has George VI, her husband, in it. It has Princess Margaret's ashes. There is also 2 spaces left, one for Queen Elizabeth and one for the Duke of Edinburgh. So they will be residing in that, I suppose, tomb, if you like. And that will be at Frogmore. According to sources, the Prince has been heavily involved with plans for his funeral, that is true and correct, after experiencing multiple health scares in recent years. This will have been planned over many, many decades. It is also said that only family, friends and heads of state from Commonwealth countries will attend the funeral, according to The Independent. Again, we do not have final details on what the funeral will look like. However, it is unclear what would occur if the Duke was to pass during the pandemic. Well, that is what has happened. So we are in slightly uncharted waters. Was this planned for in the throes of the pandemic? Was Operation Fourth Bridge updated to include what's going on in the world right now? We don't know. Where different legal rules are in place surrounding the attendance at funerals and wakes. I actually think that if Prince Philip's funeral ends up being stripped back, I actually think that this is something that he would probably have preferred anyway. No nonsense, no fuss, a small, private ceremony for family, close friends, military style, I think would be something that he would probably appreciate. So, do I think that he would be bothered if things are stripped back more than what was planned? No, I do not. And really, all that matters is that the family is involved, the Queen is involved, his children are involved, and they get a chance to say their goodbyes, I suppose. Right, I'm going to go to... yeah, lots of people saying big hugs, this is a sad day. It is indeed. And yes, it is very unexpected. Although we knew that he'd been in hospital, we all thought that he was on the mend. We all thought he was recuperating at home. There is, of course, the chance that he was sent home with the full knowledge that this was likely to happen. And that maybe he wanted to be cared for at home, as some people are. Some people receive palliative care at home as long as that can be provided and is safe. So there is a possibility that that was the case here, that maybe it was palliative care that was being given at home at Windsor. There was also the chance that maybe he was getting better. Maybe his body just gave up during the night, unexpectedly. Alex says, I'm really so sad, really bad news. It is indeed. Again, really, really sad as well that he didn't make it to his 100th birthday on the 10th of June. Tara says, I'm sure Harry will come if COVID restrictions allow for it. I'm sure there is some sort of diplomatic, matters of state that could allow him to come. I do believe that could be put in place for him where he wouldn't have to quarantine. And yeah, I mean, people would speculate whether Meghan would attend or not. I mean, again, she's pregnant. That would be, I suppose, that would be a call of the family, I think, at large, of Harry and Meghan, but also the wider family too. Mrs. Maggie Smith says, I'm stunned and in shock. It's all I've known, the Queen and Philip, her marriage and her reign. Rest in peace, Prince Philip. I'm so sorry for all of our royal family. What a loss to the UK and his family. Indeed. For those of you who are just joining, I am going to read the official statement that has been released on the Buckingham Palace website. So again, this is not misinformation. This is true, accurate and correct. They say, it is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness, the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. Issued Friday the 9th of April 2021. And underneath it says the official website of the royal family is temporarily unavailable whilst appropriate changes are made. So they are behind the scenes updating all the information to include this sad moment and this sad occasion. Let's have a look. Lots of people saying, of course, their condolences. And again, I encourage people to leave your messages of condolence to the royal family in the comment section below. I imagine some people might have already done that. So, as of at the moment, we do not have any official information. I am just going to go to maybe if I just check out Clarence House Twitter, because I haven't. Oh yes, so Clarence House, the Twitter account of the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall, have also updated their statuses in the same style as Buckingham Palace, and they have said they've retweeted what the royal family tweeted, but there hasn't been any official comment from them themselves. I'm going to go, that will probably change in the future unless everything is going to be conducted via the official royal family account. I want to go and see Kensington Royal as well, of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Again, they have updated all of their communications as well to include a black and white photograph of Prince Philip. Again, they have stayed in line with Prince Charles and just retweeted the official royal family tweets. So we don't have any actual statement from the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. We haven't, I don't think, heard anything from Prince Harry as of yet. I will just see if, because sometimes Prince Harry and Meghan release things via Omid Scobie, so I'm just going to go and check now just to see. No, I don't think Harry and Meghan have officially commented yet, but I'm sure they will at some point, and when they do, I will bring you that updated news too. So it looks like the royal family, all members, are in agreement that any statements at the moment should be conducted via the Queen and the Queen's only official channels. I'm just going to go and see again what some prominent royal reporters are saying, just to see if they've heard any behind the scenes information. No, they are just retweeting what the royal family has tweeted and what the official royal communication is. So this is an example of an official royal communication which was released to members of the press. Lots of royal reporters will have had the exact same message, which was issued from Windsor Castle. So at the moment, we don't have any further updated information. I will bring you any further updated information as and when it becomes available and appropriate to do so. So it is with great sadness that I do confirm the sad passing, the death of His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, Prince of the United Kingdom. I would like to offer my condolences and the condolences of all viewers of this channel to the Queen and members of the royal family. So, from me in Shropshire, until the next time, goodbye and stay safe.